Hi Francis, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm 23. I'm a student at university. I had an accident a few years ago, and now I'm a quadriplegic. So that means I have an impairment in my arms and my legs.
So, since your accident, have you found it more difficult to get around using public transportation, such as the bus or the metro?
Yes, I found the metro and the bus are more difficult to use.
So, could you tell us a little bit about the accessibility issues with the metro system?
With the metro, the big problem is there are only a few stations in Montreal that are adapt. So you need to like get on a station that is adapt and get out on one that is adapt too. And, that almost never happen. I know there is a lot in Laval because they are new, and the other it's that there is very Calmy and Elgo, but there is very not a lot, so there is not a lot of possibility you can do, and sometimes the metro is could be very more useful than the bus, but because of that you cannot do it.
Yes, for sure. So, could you tell us a little bit more about the problems that you've had with the bus situation?
Sometimes it's just that the ramp doesn't work at all, so if you're by yourself you have to wait for another bus to come. And sometimes, for example, in the winter it's harder to put the ramp with the snow, so that can be a problem too. And also in the busy hour, like for in the morning or in the evening when everyone go or finish working, it can be very busy in the bus, and that makes it very difficult to get in or off the bus.
So, the STM does give people with disabilities an option, and that is paratransit or transport adapté. Is that right?
Yes, it's like a kind of a adapted taxi or bus that can come pick you at your house and bring you where you want to go.
That sounds really great, but there's some problems associated with that, isn't there?
Yes, like for example, you always have to reserve at least one day in advance. Also, when they come pick you, for example, they say 9 o'clock, but they give themselves like a 30-minute window. So you can come like, if you say 9, you could come between 9 and 9:30. So sometimes you have to wait, you will have to wait all of those 30 minutes. And it happened to me a few times that it was even more late than that. And sometimes you have to go pick up other people and drop other people. So I've already been late for exam and things like that.
Yes, and what about when the weather is bad? Say there's a lot of snow or something like that. What is their policy for that?
Yes, like when there is snow, sometimes they will just keep the transport for the school, work, hospital, and every other thing they will cancel the transport for other people.
Yes, so like if you wanted to go to a friend's house or do any sort of leisure activity, even grocery shopping, you can't, you're kind of stuck in your house, right?
Yes, if there is too much snow, they will. That's what will happen. They will cancel those kind of transport.